Did you know that castor oil has amazing healing powers?
Now, if castor oil is applied to the abdomen, it will heal any problems in the abdomen. So what have we got in abdomen? For a woman, but castor oil penetrates very deep, and it penetrates deeper than any other oil. Castor oil is applied to the abdomen, it will heal any problems in the abdomen. So what have we got in abdomen? For a woman, this law never ceases to act as nature's equalizer.
Castor oil is valued across cultures all over the world as a laxative, lubricant, and its value in the cosmetic industry. But Dr. Barbara O'Neill reveals even deeper secrets of this formula that works like magic. What are the great secrets of castor oil? You're about to find out.
Castor oil, I think, should only be used on the outside. Castor oil can penetrate deeper than any other oil, and wherever castor oil is applied, it penetrates very deep into the body. No other oil will do that. And wherever castor oil penetrates, it breaks up lumps, bumps, adhesions. It'll break down a bone spur. Now what you do, this is a compress, not a poultice. And as a compress, you make a thick compress so that it can hold that castor oil. And you can keep reusing the compress because it's not drawing anything into it. The thicker your compress, the more castor oil it can hold, and then the more castor oil is available to go into you.
Castor oil penetrates your skin deeper than most oily compounds due to its unique chemical composition. It's rich in a compound called ricinoleic acid, whose structure allows castor oil to penetrate the skin more effectively and deliver its therapeutic properties deep into the tissues. Castor oil is quite thick, and Dr. Barbara says it takes at least 30 minutes to get it absorbed into the skin, but hey, it's not about how fast, but how well. Castor oil attracts moisture to the skin, what we call a humectant, and this property helps it to soften the skin and open pores, allowing the oil to penetrate more effectively. Dr. Barbara O'Neill is a strong advocate for holistic and natural health remedies. The health expert is popular for advocating for health solutions which resonate with people seeking alternatives to conventional medicine. Her emphasis on natural healing methods appeals to those who prefer treatments that align more closely with nature and the body's own processes. And boy, castor oil has been an absolute steal. No wonder the compound is highly revered in Eastern medicine. To use the castor oil for healing, Dr. Barbara advises you pour a small quantity of the oil into a napkin or towel. Ensure the outer layer of the napkin not facing your skin is lined with a plastic bag to prevent the oil from leaking and soiling your clothes. You definitely don't want that.
Now to use castor oil, you make a little pack. Now this is not really a poultice, it's more a compress.
To use the castor oil for healing, Dr. Barbara advises you pour a small quantity of the oil into a napkin or towel. Ensure the outer layer of the napkin not facing your skin is lined with a plastic bag to prevent the oil from leaking and soiling your clothes. Place the castor oil compress on the affected area and hold in place with a cloth or bandage.
So the beauty of this is the plastic isn't really touching you. So the only thing that's touching you is the paper topping, and the plastic is really just to protect your clothes and stop oil going everywhere, which you don't want.
Place the castor oil, compress on the affected area, and hold in place with a cloth or bandage. So the beauty of this is the plastic isn't really touching you. So the only thing that's touching you is the paper topping, and the plastic is really just to protect your clothes and stop oil going everywhere. Because castor oil is highly viscous, it takes a little while for your body to soak it all in. So Dr. O'Neill says,
castor oil is very thick and it takes a little while to soak in. So I say to people, when you're using castor oil, pour it in and don't touch it for about half an hour, and that will soak in. Now that's a really good area to put on the abdomen. Now if castor oil is applied to the abdomen, it will heal any problems in the abdomen. So what have we got in abdomen? For a woman,
when you apply castor oil to your abdomen, you won't believe all the benefits you get. One major benefit is improved digestion. Castor oil packs on the abdomen are often used to improve digestion and relieve constipation. The oil can help stimulate the digestive system and promote bowel movements, making it a natural remedy for those experiencing digestive issues. Another advantage is pain relief. The anti-inflammatory properties of castor oil can help reduce abdominal pain and discomfort. It is commonly used to alleviate menstrual cramps as well as general abdominal pain. By reducing inflammation, castor oil can provide soothing relief for various types of abdominal discomfort. Castor oil is also believed to support the body's detoxification processes. That's right, by applying it to the abdomen, you help stimulate the liver and lymphatic system, promoting the elimination of toxins. For skin health, castor oil is highly moisturizing and can help soothe dry, irritated skin on the abdomen. It can also help reduce the appearance of scars and stretch marks over time, making it beneficial for skincare. Did you know research has proven that castor oil enhances circulation? Once you massage castor oil into your abdomen, you'll feel the difference. Improved blood circulation in this area can aid in healing and overall abdominal health, contributing to better function and vitality of the abdominal organs. But there's one key benefit Dr. Barbara Oneill reveals. Castor oil can help balance hormones by supporting the health of the reproductive organs and endocrine system. To use castor oil for these benefits, it's common to apply the oil to a cloth, place it on the abdomen, and cover it with a heat source, such as a hot water bottle or heating pad. This helps enhance absorption and effectiveness, making the application process more beneficial. There's the uterus, so that will penetrate and break up fibroids in the uterus, that will penetrate and break up cysts on the ovaries, that will penetrate and soften the colon. If the person has constipation, that will penetrate into the colon and heal the colon. If the person has bad diarrhea, the castor oil will go in, and it will penetrate all the way down, and it causes a cleansing and a healing in that area. No wonder castor oil has a significant value in various cultures worldwide. Castor oil has been used for centuries in traditional medicine, particularly in Ayurveda, for its laxative properties, and as a remedy for skin conditions. It is also used in rituals and for anointing. In several African countries, castor oil is a traditional remedy for skin and hair care. It is used to treat ailments such as constipation, skin infections, and inflammation. Castor oil is also a key ingredient in the preparation of certain traditional dishes in the Caribbean, and also for its health benefits, including as a laxative and in hair care routines. While in Europe and North America, castor oil is widely used in cosmetics, skincare products, and as a natural remedy for various health issues. You'll also find its use in industries for the production of lubricants, soaps, and coatings. Dr. Barbara Oneill also mentions a few superfoods. Potatoes are a food proven to have medicinal properties. To use grated potato as medicine, get a plastic or leather to make for an outer covering, then get a cloth. Place this cloth on the plastic. This forms an inner layer. Grate your potato on the cloth. Be careful not to use too much potato, then fold the cloth to cover and hold the potato and place it on the affected area with the plastic making an outer covering. Then I would put it on like this and see how the plastic just covers it a little bit. Let's also take a closer look at ginger. Ginger has both internal and exterior uses. Although it has anti-inflammatory properties, its anti-nausea action is probably what makes it most well known. Currently, Dr. Oneill believes the simplest method to prepare this is to grate it using a small grater, about a teaspoon's worth, then place it in a small teapot, cover with boiling water, and let it sit for perhaps 10 minutes. You could find that too powerful at this point. Simply dilute it a tiny bit if it's too powerful. If someone's very cold, maybe they've been caught out in the cold or something, and it's very hard to warm them up. Warm ginger tea will do the trick when you give it to them. Thus, it has multiple uses, such as treating sickness, warming someone who is cold or chilly. And as you can see, it's a recipe.
Now the potato is a drawer, but the potato is very gentle. There are areas in the body you would not put onion, and you would not put ginger, and you would not put garlic, but the gentle potato. So where are those areas? In the tender parts of the body. So your eyes. It's very calming and cooling for inflamed eyes, conjunctivitis, sprained ankle. The grated potato is very cooling, so if you've got an inflamed red area, the potato, because it's high in phosphorus and potassium, the skin absorbs that, and because it's very alkaline, it neutralizes the acid condition, cools it, and it can draw out and reduce the inflammation.
Potato is a food proven to have medicinal properties. To use grated potato as medicine, get a plastic or leather to make for an outer covering. Then get a cloth, place this cloth on the plastic. This forms an inner layer. Grate your potato on the cloth. Be careful not to use too much potato. Then fold the cloth to cover and hold the potato, and place it on the affected area with the plastic, making an outer covering.
Then I would put it on like this, and see how the plastic just covers it a little bit. I don't like too much plastic on my skin, but it just covers it, and then you could bandage that on, and if the tissue is swelling, you would wrap it on and keep it on all night, or keep it on for a few hours. Potato is used for tissue inflammation. So there's your sprained ankle. It can be for an ingrown toenail.
The fourth food is ginger.
Now we're going to have a look at ginger. Ginger can be used internally and ginger can be used externally. Internally, it's an anti-inflammatory, but it's probably mostly known for its anti-nausea effect. Now the easiest way I think to have this is to grate it. So you grate it on that little grater, and you'll grate about a teaspoon, and you put it in a little teapot and pour boiling water on it, and let it sit probably 10 minutes. Now that might be too strong for you. If it's too strong, you just water it down a little bit. If someone's very cold, maybe they've been caught out in the cold or something and it's very hard to warm them up, give them a cup of hot ginger tea and it will warm them up very nicely. So it can be used for nausea, it can be used to warm a person if they're chilled or cold, and you saw too it is one of the recipes in the flu bomb. Now we're going to look at what you can do with ginger externally.
Ginger can also be used externally. To use ginger externally, grate the ginger into fine pieces and wrap it in a light cloth or towel. Place this wrap on a plastic bag to act as an outer covering, and place this on the affected area of your body.
So if you apply this to the lower back, the heat relaxes the muscles, and yet the ginger is reducing the inflammation. Now if someone has an inflamed joint, say a wrist or an ankle or a knee or toes, we apply the ginger poultice maybe about 6 o'clock in the evening, and within half an hour, if there's inflammation in there, the skin gets very hot. And then the person has the choice when they're going to bed, is that heat all right? Because if it's too hot, they can just take it off. But if it feels good to them, they can go to sleep. But when people have gout or arthritis, the heat is usually very, very nice. And again, for a sore lower back, it's very nice.
To use ginger externally, grate the ginger into fine pieces and wrap it in a light cloth or towel. Place this wrap on a plastic bag to act as an outer covering, and place this on the affected area of your body. So if you apply this to the lower back, the heat relaxes the muscles, and yet the ginger is reducing the inflammation. Now, if someone has an inflamed joint, say a wrist or an ankle or a knee or toes, we apply the ginger palus maybe about 6 o'clock in the evening and within half an hour. When there is inflammation, the skin becomes extremely heated, giving the person an option as to when to go to bed. You know what? It's that heat. Because they can just remove it if it gets too hot, and they can sleep if it feels comfortable. However, the heat is typically quite pleasant for those with gout or arthritis. And it's also incredibly pleasant for those with a hurting lower back. The onion is the first one I'll examine. To my knowledge, there are 2 primary uses for sautéed onions. First, for treating earaches. The other usage is boiling. Onion has been used as a medicinal herb for centuries. It has been proven to heal several illnesses, including headache, toothache, body pain, and flu. Now you either steam it or dry bake it, because if you boil it, some of the healing properties in the onion will go into the water. To use honey as a home remedy for earache, Dr. Barbara advises you steam or fry the onion, cut it in half, and squeeze the juice of the hot onion into a spoon. Allow to cool slightly, then pour the onion juice into the affected ear when it's soft. You cut it in half, and what you can do is you can squeeze it. Squeeze some of the juice from the steamed onion, it'll be boiling, and when it hits the spoon, it'll cool a little, and then you can put that into the air, and that can bring a bit of relief.
And the first one I'm going to look at is the onion. And the cooked onion, in my knowledge, is used for two main reasons. One is for an earache. The other place that you can use a cooked onion is on a boil.
Onion has been used as a medicinal herb for centuries. It has been proven to heal several illnesses, including headache, toothache, body pain, and flu.
Now you either steam it or dry bake it, because if you boil it, some of the healing properties in the onion will go into the water.
To use honey as a home remedy for earache, Dr. Barbara advises you steam or fry the onion, cut it in half, and squeeze the juice of the hot onion into a spoon. Allow to cool slightly, then pour the onion juice into the affected ear.
When it's soft, you cut it in half, and what you can do is you can squeeze it, squeeze some of the juice from the steamed onion. It'll be boiling. And when it hits the spoon, it'll cool a little, and then you can put that into the ear, and that can bring a bit of relief.
To use the onion itself, wrap the steamed onion in a hand napkin and ensure that the temperature is not too hot for your skin. Once this is done, you can then place the wrapped onion on the affected area and keep it in place for a couple hours. Repeat this process if the onion gets cold.
And then you will put a little sheet of plastic over that, which will keep the warmth in, and then you could bandage it on the ear. As long as you can keep it warm, you can keep it there. If it starts to get cold, then the ear will ache. The onion will just reduce the inflammation to the point that the blood may take the pus away. But the raw onion is used often mostly for respiratory.
On the other hand, onion can be used in its raw form as medicine. Dr. Barbara teaches of its use in treatment of respiratory issues. To use raw onion, cut the onion into pieces and put it into a plastic bag, and put your feet into the plastic bag and hold in place with a socks. The feet has been proven to have the largest amount of pores in the body, therefore it's a good point of absorption.
Because the biggest pores in your body are on the bottom of your feet, and the body will take the onion where it needs to go. And often it'll take it if you need it in the chest or to clear the head.
To use the onion itself, wrap the steamed onion in a hand napkin and ensure that the temperature is not too hot for your skin. Once this is done, you can then place the wrapped onion on the affected area and keep it in place for a couple hours. Repeat this process if the onion gets cold, and then you will put a little sheet of plastic over that, which will keep the warmth in. And then you could bandage it on the ear. You can leave it there as long as you can keep it warm. The ear may hurt if it gets cold. The onion can only lessen inflammation to the extent that blood may be able to relieve the discomfort, although raw onions are generally used. On the other hand, raw onions can be used as medicine for respiratory conditions. Dr. Barbara discusses how to utilize it to treat respiratory conditions. When using raw onions, chop them up and place them in a plastic bag. Then, insert your feet inside the bag and secure them with socks. The largest pores on your body are on the bottom of your feet, so this is a good place for absorption. The body will take the onion where it needs to go, sometimes even taking it to clear the head or chest. It has been shown that the feet have the most pores in the body. Castor oil is effective in breaking up lumps due to its unique properties and composition. One of the primary factors is its anti-inflammatory properties. Castor oil contains ricinoleic acid, which has strong anti-inflammatory effects. When applied to skin, it can help reduce inflammation and swelling in the underlying tissues, making it useful for treating lumps caused by inflammation or fluid retention. Another key factor is improved circulation. Massaging castor oil into the skin increases blood flow to the affected area. Improved circulation can help disperse built-up fluids and toxins, aiding in the reduction of lumps. This enhanced blood flow supports the body's natural healing processes and can lead to faster resolution of the lump. Castor oil is also believed to stimulate the lymphatic system, which plays a crucial role in removing toxins and waste products from the body. Enhanced lymphatic drainage can help reduce the size and discomfort of lumps by clearing away accumulated fluids and toxins in your body. This stimulation can be particularly beneficial for lumps caused by lymphatic congestion or blockage, and that's why Dr. Barbara Oneill absolutely recommends castor oil. The deep penetration of castor oil is another important factor. You know why? Here's the science. The molecular structure of ricinoleic acid allows castor oil to penetrate deeply into the skin and tissues. This deep penetration helps deliver the oil's therapeutic properties directly to the affected area, enhancing its effectiveness in breaking up lumps. Plus, you must know that castor oil is an excellent humectant, helping to soften the skin and underlying tissues. Softer tissues are more pliable and responsive to massage, which can aid in breaking up hard or fibrous lumps. This moisturizing effect can also improve skin health and elasticity, contributing to overall tissue health. Dr. Barbara Oneill shares her discovery of the antimicrobial properties of this special magic formula that can help prevent infection in areas where lumps may form due to bacterial or fungal activity. Keeping the area free from infection can promote healing and reduce the size of lumps.
The next thing I want to look at is castor oil, and I've got some good news. I'm not going to advise you drink it. But castor oil penetrates very deep, and it penetrates deeper than any other oil. So it can be used externally. And what it does, wherever castor oil penetrates, it breaks up lumps, bumps, congestions, adhesions. It can even break up a bone spur. It can break up tumours. I have known women have told me this, that's broken up lumps in the breast, and those lumps may be cysts or even breast cancer. Now, we had a doctor do our program, and she'd rung me up and she said to me, Barbara, can you help me? I've got a lump in my breast. It's 3 centimetres. I said, it's important that you go on the hormone balancing cream, buy some of those little panty liners, put castor oil on it and just slip it into your bra over the lump. A month later, she had the operation to take it out. Then she came to our health retreat for a week to just detox. She said, an amazing thing happened, Barbara. That lump was 3 centimetres. I put the castor oil on for 1 month. I had the op, and the doctor said, you know, this is really strange. That lump was 3 centimetres. Now it's only 2. One of the guests said, well, why did you have the op? Why didn't you just do castor oil? She said, well, I didn't know till after the op. One lady told me that she totally conquered her breast cancer by just using the castor oil compresses. Remember, castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil. Now, to use castor oil, you make a little pack. Now, this is not really a poultice, it's more a compress. So you'll notice I've got an old tea towel here, so you can use an old towel or something like that, and I'm going to put the castor oil on. Castor oil is very thick, and it takes a little while to soak in. So all I do is do about a middle third of the whole area. So I don't really want to hold it up because it's going to run. So can you see how much I've put on? But by the end of the meeting, that will have all soaked in. So I say to people, when you're using castor oil, pour it in and don't touch it for about half an hour, and that will soak in. Now that's a really good area to put on the abdomen. Now, if castor oil is applied to the abdomen, it will heal any problems in the abdomen. So what have we got in abdomen? For a woman, there's the uterus. So that will penetrate and break up fibroids in the uterus. That will penetrate and break up cysts on the ovaries. That will penetrate and soften the colon if the person has constipation. That will penetrate into the colon and heal the colon if the person has bad diarrhea. Remember Psalm 104 verse 14? God gave herbs for the service of man. So whether it's diarrhea, irritable bowel, or whether it's constipation, the castor oil will go in and it will penetrate very, very deep, and it causes a cleansing and a healing in that area. It's a remarkable herb. So you can use it to break up gallstones. So you would put it, say, on the liver area under the right rib. You may put it at the back to break up kidney stones. I've known people that have had bone spurs, say on the knee, and they'll apply the castor oil compresses. We had a lady do our program, she had bone spurs on both knees. And she also had tumours in her abdomen. After doing our program, it's 2 years now, and both two tumours have totally gone. Her oncologist can't believe it. So she had a total lifestyle change. And she was doing also the castor oil compresses on the knees for her bone spurs on her knees. She said after, I think it was 6 weeks, they'd gone down by half. She said she forgot to do it, and she noticed a month later they were gone. Now, last night we looked at the acid-alkaline balance, and it's a high-acid diet which causes these deposits of calcium on the bones. So she also changed her diet so that she was not having a high-acid diet anymore. So the castor oil, I've also seen it help people with brain tumours. And what they do is they put it on the area. Remember, it'll penetrate very, very deep, break up lumps, bumps, congestions, adhesions. So if you've got a sore knee and you think, well, do I use the castor oil, do I use the ginger, or I do use the potato? Well, do one night, one another night, one another night, and just see what the body says. And your body might like them all. And that's perfectly fine because they're doing slightly different things. So it's very powerful. It'll break up a bone spur, but it will not break up your bone. Why won't it break up the bone? Because remember Psalm 104 verse 14, God gave herbs for the service of man. They work with the needs of your body. So the castor oil can be a very important part of a program on something like, well, anything that I have just suggested. Now that's already soaking in quite well. Can you see that? Now because it's a compress, this can be reused again and again and again. So a person might use it a dozen times. Now if someone's using it for, let's say, a fibroid on the uterus, in the uterus, they might wear it overnight. Or some people say, well, I don't like wearing it overnight. So I say, well, just wear it for at least 5 hours a day, for at least 5 days a week. Little by little by little, it'll penetrate and start breaking up any unnatural growths in the area. One lady said that it felt so comfortable on her lump in her breast, she just wore it 24/7. And that's where you can devote a sports bra to this. Now, every time, let's say someone wears it overnight and they're going to wear it the next night, they might put another little teaspoon in. You'll get to know when it starts to dry a bit. And one person said, well, can't I just rub the castor oil into the area? You'll just get a light layer then. And any clothes you put on it are going to get castor oil on them, and that is no fun to get out of your clothes. But with this compress, it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle to hold the oil. And the thicker the compress, the more oil it can hold, and the more oil is available to go into you. Now, an old bush remedy in Australia is if you get something in your eye, put a drop of castor oil in your eye. And that'll roll around and even take it out. And another recipe, I have not used this, but I have had people testify for glaucoma and cataracts, put 1 drop in each eye before you go to bed at night. That's the only time you do it, because you'll go a bit blurry. But because you're going to sleep, it doesn't matter. One lady said, I'm about to have an op, what'll I do? I said, well, put the drop in each eye and see what happens. And if it's too advanced to basically have a turnaround, maybe you'll have an op. But personally, I think it's worth the try, because you just might be able to prevent an op. Eye surgery's come a long way, and it's not a difficult operation, but it's nice if it can be prevented. So the castor oil can be used in a variety of...
To use castor oil for breaking up lumps, it's typically applied to the affected area, and then covered with a warm compress or heating pad to enhance absorption and effectiveness. Regular application and gentle massage can help maximize the benefits of castor oil in reducing lumps. Make sure you consult your doctor so you're sure this solution is right for you. What do you think about Dr. O'Neill's advice? Let us know in the comments below.